Hi and welcome to this video. My name is Adela. I talk a lot about intentional motherhood and slow living and do some homemaking and dabble in cooking and crafting. I'm going to go through 10 things that I've stopped doing as a mom who wants to live more intentionally. So here we go. The last one is my favorite, and I think a lot of moms need to hear this. Take it and just sit with it, or take it and run with it. Whatever you're thinking when you hear it. So stick till the end and tell me what you think. Okay, first one, I stopped filling our days to the brim. This came easy to me at first. I had my first daughter in 2020 and we were home all the time. We didn't really fill our days with anything, so that really set the tone and pace for our days. It was slow living force. It just kind of flowed perfectly for me in that way, and that really made me love being at home and love just slowing down. As the years have gone by and the pace of our living has picked up, I'm really wanting to pull back and slow down a little bit more. Another thing that I've stopped doing is comparing my motherhood journey, my life, to other moms. Obviously easier said than done, but a huge weight off my shoulder and just being happy where we are, you know? I stopped overcomplicating meals, so most of our meals, usually it's just meat and a veggie. That takes a lot of the thought out of it. Not feeling like you have to come up with something super elaborate for dinner has been life-changing for sure, even though it sounds like it's something small, but especially being a stay-at-home mom who makes the 3 meals most days, it's hard. So here's your permission to not have to do anything extravagant for dinner every night. Keep it simple, and if you keep it simple more often, it will make it even easier. That was a little bit long-winded. The next one is I stopped saying yes out of guilt. I only say yes if it benefits us in a good way. If it is something that would not benefit my children, usually I'm gonna be saying no. Or if we've had a crazy busy schedule and we get invited to something really fun, I'm not afraid to say no anymore, because I know that my kids need to be home, and usually they we're just like that as a family, and they feel like they need to be home at a certain point if we've had too busy of a week, right, Clem?
Yeah.
Is I stopped keeping things just in case. I've always been really good at getting rid of stuff, and probably too good at it, I've been told. But there is just a form of peace that I get with not having clutter in our home and things that we don't use. We had a set of plates that we've had since we got married, but I was gifted a whole China set of dishes, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are so cute. I'm gonna use these every day. So now there are daily dishes. I got rid of the old ones instead of keeping them just in case we needed them for some reason. Yeah, we don't really keep things just in case unless they're garage tools or things like that. I stopped trying to do everything by myself. I have a lot of helpful dishes throughout the week. Clementine started making her bed. I get help folding laundry, throwing laundry. I don't do it all. There are weeks when I can do it all, but there are certain weeks that I need so much help around the house especially, but again, with parenting as well. So there's days where I will head out, just have some breathing room. Nick will have some quality time with kids, things like that. I realize kind of year 3, okay, yeah, I can't do it all, and I'm not supposed to. So if you're there and you're feeling like you have to do it all, you don't. You need help. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one is fairly new. At the beginning of the year, I was feeling the pull to delete Instagram, so I think it's only been 6 months where I deleted it, and I gave myself the parameters of if I want to post something, I'll just download it, post it, and then delete it again. I've downloaded it twice, maybe 2 or 3 times, for a day, upload and share what I want to share, and then delete it right off my phone. I want to just eliminate that distraction. It's fun, but it's just not on the top priority list for me right now. I stopped shopping out of boredom. This also kind of goes hand in hand with the Instagram thing where you're not scrolling and seeing what everyone's buying or sharing links and things like that. Or every once in a while I catch myself doing it, but it's a lot easier to just stop and realize, okay, I don't actually need that. I stopped buying things that don't last. We do a lot of thrifting for these things. Buying things that last just means not choosing the cheapest option and maybe waiting to buy something a little better. And like, take this with a grain of salt, like our trash can is like the $20 plastic trash can from Target. It's not the $100 trash can from Costco or Target or wherever, but we try to do this where we can. Like our homeschool cabinet, if you haven't seen our video about homeschooling in our kitchen, I kind of share the journey with turning secondhand free cabinet into something beautiful, and it's still quality, and I didn't have to spend much on it at all. Yeah, that's kind of what that means. I stopped over researching everything. There is so much information out there, especially on social media. There's so many conflicting things on social media. I kind of just decided that it was something that I didn't want to consume because I can trust myself that I have enough common sense to know and be able to do simple research, make decisions without getting overstressed and worrying about things way too much. I know the basics and I'm good with that. I stopped watching the news years ago, probably 2021, I would say. Every once in a while I'll dabble, or if there's something that I hear about and I want to inform myself a little better, I'm informed. I'm informed enough, and I don't watch the news, which is crazy that that's possible. And I just didn't think that that was possible, but it is. I know when all major things happen without watching the news somehow and without having Instagram. But yeah, so that is one that I'm very passionate about, and I've seen moms get so stressed out and worked up over things that they see on the news, and I can see it stealing their peace, and it's something that I'm glad I don't have to do anymore. I've given that up. The thing that has changed everything for me as a mom, which all of those have in so many different ways, obviously, because I shared them, but this one, stop trying to entertain my kids all day. This is something that my friends ask me about and people have asked me about before, and it's just something, it's just the way I do it. The right way for us. Letting them get bored has been one of the biggest blessings for their imagination and for their play and for their childhood. It's one of the hardest things. We set TV boundaries a few years, I think a year, maybe 2 years ago, and we have them super loosely in this season, but there was a season where we really needed to cling to them because I noticed that the kids were losing that childlike sense of wonder, really, in their imagination, and they wouldn't know how to play. So we took away TV throughout the week, and they had one TV day. When my kids would ask to watch TV, I would say no, and they would do tantrums and there would be tears. But going through that season of having to say no a ton has made it easier to say no now when they ask if I can play with them, which honestly, yeah, I do feel guilty when I say no to them when they ask me to play with them, and I do play with them. I really do. I don't sit there and do the whole like holding the dolls and playing. I love doing crafts with them. We do a lot of crafts together. Daddy's home, they help me in the kitchen a lot. A lot of times I say no to help me in the kitchen though. I don't craft with them. I invite them into what I'm doing. I sit them on my lap when I sew, when it's possible. You know, I don't think that creating things for them to do all the time. I think doing stuff like that is really fun, but doing that all the time can sometimes hinder them from using that childlike wonder that they desperately need, especially in this culture and age of day where they're just being forced to grow up so fast and not be kids. I just want them to enjoy the heck out of being kids, you know? It's so important. It's just let your kids be bored. That's all I have on the 10 things I stopped doing as a mom that made me feel like a better mom and help me live more intentionally and a lot slower. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Hopefully you can hear me over the playing in the background because sometimes you just gotta roll with it. Well, thanks so much for watching, and subscribe if you want more videos like this. Bye.